Hi, I'm Julie Weber of Liberate Ministries, and today's topic is called Relationships Video 3. This is the third video in the relationship series. This week, we are continuing on with our talk about how abortion affects relationships. We are zeroing in on the sexual side of it. Having sex in your relationship can cloud up your thinking. Let's look at some ways you can improve it. It's about wholeness. Are you a whole person? Secure in who you are. Whole people appreciate compliments and encouragement, but they don't rely upon them for their self-worth. People shouldn't enter into relationships built on the following. What can you give me? In a very selfish mindset. Or how can you help me? With a dependent attitude. Or can you listen to me? I don't care about you, but listen to me. Areas of your life that are not worked out before marriage will be magnified and worked out in marriage. So being single allows you to hide and manage a lifestyle you have been living. You're able to continue to operate in the way that you have been operating and not have to change. Marriage forces change on you as a couple. You have to decide how you will live your life. Marriage is the eye-opener. My husband, Jeff, and I thought that we knew each other before marriage, but we realized that there was so much more about each other that we didn't know and had to learn and deal with on the spot. The last video, I mentioned that marriage is about love and commitment. Let's also add the words challenge and respect for each other. So marriage should be based on love, challenge, respect for each other, and commitment. A give and take between equal partners. Intimacy. The devil spends a huge amount of time distorting what true intimacy is. It is an important strategy of him to bring people down. So if you stay together, you have experienced the level of intimacy that really is reserved for married couples and is hard to back away from. You can't base relationship on sex. Sex can replace communication. So if all you're doing is having sex instead of communicating with each other, it can really cloud up your thinking. Soul ties. I have cited and quoted this definition, information attached to this video. It's the Urban Dictionary, and it describes soul ties as a spiritual, emotional connection you have to someone after being intimate with them, usually engaging in sexual intercourse, to the point that when you want to be rid of them from your mind and your life, even when you are far away from them and out of their presence, you still feel as if they are a part of you, and a part of you is with them, causing you to feel unwhole, as if you've given up some of your untangible that cannot be easily possessed again. We have soul ties. We slept together months ago, but sometimes I still feel connected to him like it was just yesterday, though he did the wrong. If you break up, you will have a soul tie that you will need to break. Otherwise, you will have trouble in your future sexual relationships. Well, why should you break off soul ties? When my husband and I got married, there was a time when we broke off all soul ties from our past sexual relationships. My husband was married to another woman before me, and I had an abortion with a different man who was the father of my unborn child. So we asked God, so whenever we would come together sexually, we kept seeing past partners in our minds, and we didn't want that. So we asked God to forgive us for our unhealthy sexual past, and we broke off unhealthy soul ties. Then we asked God to bless our new sexual union within our marriage relationship. I have some scriptures from the Bible that I would like to read to you. It is 2 Corinthians 10, 3 through 5. It is the World English Bible. For though we walk in the flesh, we don't wage war according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but mighty before God, to the throwing down of strongholds, throwing down imaginations, every high thing that is exalted against the knowledge of God, and bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ. Improvement tip: breaking soul ties through prayer. Let me pray for you. Father God, I break all unhealthy soul ties over the people who are watching these videos. I cancel all enemy assignments against distorted sexuality. Please heal their sexual life and make each person whole again. Heal all relationships sexually. Empower us with the understanding of the importance of spiritual and sexual purity going forward. Show us healthy, new living boundaries that we can do within our relationships. I speak all of these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, thanks for watching. Live life liberated.